Hello and good evening. So, thank you all for joining in. This is Alexander. I am the CEO of Wormgold, and I say welcome to you all. And I have with me the rest of the Wormgold team, which are actually two people, and the designers of Pagan Fate of Roanoke. That's the main thing you're here to watch, the designer battle. And Cora and Casper will both be telling a bit about what they will do in the game so you can understand a little bit more about their strategies, maybe. And if you have any questions, just type them in the chat and we will forward them to the designers. So, without further ado, I give the words to the designers and let them tell you a little bit about what is happening. Casper, you want to go first, or Cora? Your choice.
Sure.
Good.
Hello, everyone. We'll just start by figuring out who's going to play the witch and who's going to play the hunter. So we have this fancy coin here. I hope you can see it. And we'll give it a good shake and see what happens. So I will play the witch. Okay, then.
Okay.
So I'll take a seat over here.
Since you're the witch, just take your card over so people don't get confused who's who. Exactly. So Casper will be on the left side on the witch board and Cora will be on the right side. So since Casper is the witch player, he will start drawing his... Oh, I'm sorry, my mouse is just doing funny stuff.
So I'll start by drawing a suspect card. So now I know which one of these 9 villagers is the witch for this game.
Yes.
And Cora doesn't know yet, at least.
These 9 villagers are in the center.
Draw a start hand of 3 cards. And let's just have a look what I got. No, it's not too bad.
So unfortunately, Tabletopia doesn't allow us to look into the cards. So we'll just, we'll show if someone is asking. We will show the cards somewhere on the side.
Yeah. So on my very first turn, I will go here because I only have 2 action points to spend. And I'll start by placing here, which allows me to place 2 secrets.
Yeah, you can see this here. 2
on
secrets.
Red villagers. And I decided to split them up. I could have placed 2 on the same one if I had wanted to. And then I can play a card. So I will play this card here. Cost me 2 influence. That's all I have. And soon, once I have enough secrets here, I can place secrets on every single villager in the game. So that's quite good. And for my second action, I am now out of influence. So I will go here. And I will place the 2 secrets I get to place on green villagers on the brew instead. So now I got 2 of the 4 needed. And I get 1 influence, and that's my turn. Over to Cole.
Perfect. Thank you, Casper. And hey, everybody. Looking really forward to owning Casper. So let's see how long that will take. In my turn, the game started with me drawing 3 cards as well, so I took those in, and now I have 3 actions to use. I will start with actually playing a card here. So I'm placing them the native, placing 1 clue on the green one, and then I'll play a location to my player board, main hall. Normally costing 2 influence, but I get 1 discount, so I only spent 1 influence. Then I really wanna go grab a couple of cards there. So first I distribute 2 assets to a blue and pick up 1 card. Hopefully I can use this location to get some influence going and play the cards so I don't have to rely on getting too much influence from the main board. So in that regard, I really want to get a lot of cards in my hand so I have a lot of options. So I'll go draw some more cards, put one in clue on the blue one, and draw 2 cards. And that will be my turn. So now I'm quite set up for hopefully playing a good card in the next round.
Okay, and during upkeep, I'll take my 2 action points back, and since this is the second turn, I now have my familiar action point to spend as well. So I think I will start by no. I will go here, place 1 clue on my brew, and I gain 3 influence, and core actually gains 1 influence as well.
Thanks.
And then I would like to go here, play a card. Now play this one, and I get to place 2 influence as well. I place 1. Oh, I'll actually place both of them here. I think that might be a good idea. And then I pay 3 influence to get this familiar card in play. So in the future, whenever I use this familiar token, I can do a bonus action and maybe even empower it. We'll see. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, I will go here. And since I have 3 secrets on this villager, I can turn those in and place the favor token. So if this is the witch, I'm now 1 step closer to performing the ritual. Then I get to place 2 on green villagers, and I will place 1 of them here, and I will place the other one over here. Okay. So now I gain 1 influence from the villager skill, and I could choose to use this one. But since God doesn't have any evidence tokens in his supply, there's no reason to do so. But instead, I will use this brew that I just completed. This is a free action, so I can do it at any point during my turn. Since I had the 4 necessary secrets, I'll discard the card, and then I get to place 1 secret on each villager. So let's do that.
Good start. So you're spread out and you have 1 bluff. So
Maybe. In either case, it's over to you.
yep, awesome. Take back my action points. I have a rather expensive card I want to play. Instead of giving Casper too much influence, I'm actually going on my location to gain 4. Then I'll actually go there, put 1 in. I'll play Ransack, which normally cost me 4 influence, but I get 1 in discount. So in this case, I get to draw 2 evidence tokens. And as my last action, I'll actually go there, distribute 1 there, and get, since there were 3 clues on this villager, I'll also get an evidence token, so now I actually have 3 evidence tokens that I can exchange next round for a suspect. And as the last thing, I'll draw 2 cards. There. Go ahead, Casper.
Okay. So I will take these back. And I think I would like to start over here this time. So I get to place 1 secret on a blue villager, and I would like to go there. I think I'll go here this time. And I get to look at the top 3 cards, draw one of them, and discard the other. So let's see. Discard this one and this one. And I would like to play a card. So I'll go here. First of all, I get to place 2 of these. I'll place them here. And then I get to play a card. So I'll play another familiar skill. And this one cost me 1 influence. And allows me to play secrets on gruesome play, if I had any. But since this is my familiar, I can use one of my familiar skill cards, and I will actually use the false lead. So since there's only 1 clue on Preacher Wulfric, I need to pay a card from my hand to empower it. So now there only needs to be 1 clue there, which there is. So one of these is gone. And finally, I will go over here, and I can convert another 3 into a favor. Then I get to place 2 on green villages. And I'll place 1 here, and I will place 1 here. And then, since I got 2 favors, I will first do the villager skill and gain 1 influence, and then I can do it 1 more time since I've got 2 or more favors. So I'll actually gain 2 influences this turn. And that was my turn. So over to Core.
Awesome. That was kind of annoying, you taking one of my evidence. Anyways, I really want to draw a suspect this turn. The easiest one would be to get it from Stranger Zoo, which I'm doing. That would also give me 1 more on the last blue villager in order if I wanted to eliminate one of the villagers. So I'm taking this one back. I'm drawing 2 cards. Just read real quick. Cool. I will actually go draw a suspect card right away.
Okay. So now you know something that I don't.
Yep.
That's a 9.
And for my final action, let's see if I have a card I really want to play. Go with so in this case, I will play ally. Normally costs me
Yep.
2, but in this case only 1. And that ally, each turn or each upkeep at the beginning of my turn, I'll get 1 influence. And if I have less than 3, 3 or less, I'll actually get 2 influence. But in this case, it costs me 1. And then it's your turn.
Okay. I will take my actions round back. And I will start by going here, because I like to convert the secrets as soon as I can. So now I got a favor on Dr. Annie as well. And I get to place 2 on blue villages. I will place 1 here, and I'll place 1 here. And then I get to draw a card. Okay then. I like that one. So let me do this. I'll go over here. And I will again convert these 3. Like that. Then I get to place 2 over here. And then I can play a card. And this one is actually free. What it does is that it gives me 7 influence. That's a lot, but it also gives core 2 evidence tokens. So that's a trade-off, but it's one I'm willing to take right now. And I'm willing to do that since I will go over here. And I do that for 2 reasons. I do it to block the villager, because I don't want core to go there. And I do it because he has these 3 here. But I'll get back to that. So first I get to place 1 on a green. So I will place that 1 here. And then I get to do the villager skill, and I can do it twice since I have 2. So I'm up to 12 influence now. That's quite a lot. And Core, remind me, did I place 1 or 2 secrets? I think I only placed 1.
You only placed 1.
Great. So I'll place the other one here. And since this is my familiar token, I will use this false lead once again. And spend 2 of my influence to remove this one. And that's my turn.
Cool. And in this case, since I have in my upkeep less than 3 or less, I get 2. I think I'll do that there. Want to play a card. I also want to get someone red here, so I might be able to remove one of his favors. Let's hope I get to that in the next round, hopefully. But the card I want to play is oh, sorry, that was 2 cards. Oh, sorry, Casper.
I'll just look away.
No worries. There, I play an investigation card
Oh.
on this villager.
Oh.
Which normally costs me
Not another
5.
lockdown.
So this one cost me 4. So this means that Casper needs to use 2 action pawns to activate this villager next turn if he wants to do that. Hopefully he won't, but let's see. I need to get some more. Oh, picked all the good ones. I'll go there. I need to distribute some clues, so begin there. Get 2 influence. And as my last action, I will
I think Carl would like to play card.
Yeah.
So even if there's no villager available out here, which there is right now because Hunter Adams is available, but he's quite expensive to use. He could use his player board to play a card, but
Yeah,
then he wouldn't get to distribute any clues this turn.
exactly. So I'm actually going to take the trade-off, even though I can't play 2 cards. I'll play 1 with the extra cost, but I still get to distribute 1, and that's probably more important at the moment. Since I want to be set up if for some reason I get too suspicious and I want to eliminate 1 villager.
You're always suspicious.
I am. But anyways, this one normally costs 1, the armory. This one would allow me to remove secrets from the villagers. So this one costs 2 in this round. And it's okay. I got this ally, which will help me get some influence back. And that was my turn.
I don't like that you're about to shoot me. But let's see what I can do about that. That was actually really annoying. So I think what I will do is go here and it's secret here. And I get free influence, call gains 1.
Yay.
And oh, I would really like to go over there, but that won't work this time. So instead I'll go here. And I'll get to convert these 3 into another favorite. Then I get to place that. And since I have 2 favorite tokens, I get to draw twice, so I get 2 cards. Okay. Okay, so now I would like to play here, but I can't because I would need 2 action points. So instead I go here, I think would be the best option. So I can't remove these secrets before I get to use them. And I'll put 1 here. And draw 2 cards. So still don't have any brews in play, but I will use my false lead, spend the 2 influence, and remove the last evidence Carl has.
That's an annoying one.
So
All right.
we have a question. We have a question, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which came first, the idea of a 1 versus 1 witch hunt or the general gameplay concept?
Actually, it was in this case mechanics slash you could say concept first. So we kind of set some boundaries for the design we were doing. So we the game was for a competition, and since we had to do a lot of play testing ourselves, it was easier to have a 2-player game. So that was one of the, you say, boundaries we set. And then for 2 players games, we wanted to do something asymmetrical, like Android Netrunner, for instance. And then we actually first afterwards came up with the theme. We can't actually remember who came up with it. I think it was Casper who had some ideas for different themes, and it actually felt pretty good with this witch hunter theme. I don't know if you have anything to add, Casper.
Oh, that's exactly right. We did start wanting to create a 2-player game that was asymmetrical, and that it became a card game primarily. It wasn't really in the cards, so to speak, no pun intended, at first, but we quickly set out to just brainstorm some ideas for a game, and one thing led to another, and we started just writing some cards that had this theme in them.
just to see what would happen if we just meshed some mechanics together, and everything evolved from there.
Yeah, so the main gameplay was actually, you could say, we had the core mechanics carved out after 2 or 3 sessions, I would say. So we actually had a working game after 2 evenings,
Yes.
trying to fill it out. That's not normal. Everything kind of clicked in the beginning. Then we encountered a lot of problems later on, but in the beginning, it worked out quite fast actually.
Cool.
Yes, many things have changed since the
Yeah.
first version. Very little remain actually, but the idea of a village with villagers where one of them was the culprit has stayed since the beginning. So something like the player boards weren't in the initial versions. We just played cards in front of us. The card types were different and so on.
Mm-hmm.
But we have tried really hard to tie the card types into the theme of the game. So if the theme was different, there wouldn't be brews in the game, and the card type would certainly function way differently than it does here.
Thank you, guys.
No worries. Cool. I took back my 3 pawns. I think Casper is bluffing with this one. I've played him
I
probably.
always bluff.
I know. I've played him probably 100 times, 120 times, and he usually goes with a bluff in the beginning. But it might not be sure this time. Anyways, I think he's bluffing, but I want to buy myself some time. It's really expensive to do the raid villager, where I remove some clues in order to remove one of his favors. So instead, I'm going to buy myself some time by using the armory, putting some pressure on this villager, and I get to remove 2 secrets. So there, that should give me 1 or 2 extra rounds. Then, oh, sorry, I actually forgot in the upkeep phase, I would get to draw some influence, in this case 2 influence from the ally. Then luckily this turn he's actually opened up some people for me, where I can place 2 influence. So I will actually go there. That one will give me 1. Then place 2 on green. Go there.
Yeah, so 3 of the villagers will actually allow us to place 2 assets, that is clues or secrets, whereas the other 6 only allow you to place 1. And of course, it's a lot better to place 2, but generally the villagers' skills of the villagers that allows you to place 2 are worse than the ones allowing you to only place 1 asset.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how we try to balance it.
We have another question.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so for the setup, there are different types of cards that go in each section, distinct because of the different color backgrounds, right? I'm guessing that choosing different cards for each section greatly changes mechanics and gameplay. Is that correct?
If we're talking about villagers,
I guess it's about villagers.
Yes. So I don't know how much we should get into it, but these are the 9 standard villages, so to speak. So these are the 9 villages you will play your first few games with. But all villages can be exchanged for other ones with other abilities, other skills, other mechanics even. So the gist of it is that when you play a scenario, or if you choose to play a scenario, the scenario will dictate the 3 green villages in the game. So this middle faction will be dictated by the scenario you play. if you play a constructed game where you construct your own decks, the witch will choose the 3 red villagers for the game. So they get to choose a set of villagers to place on this side of the board, and the hunter gets to choose the 3 blue villagers for that game. And the gameplay changes dramatically depending on what villagers are available in the village during a game.
Thank you very much. I think that answered the question.
Awesome. I will, for my last action, I want to play a card. Let's see. Actually, think I'll go here again. Nah. Check what the cost is. Sorry for the card. Oh, it might actually be okay. I'll go there and put first 2 clues up here.
Okay.
And then I'll play another investigation. This might not be the place to place it, but since the villager skill isn't that strong on this villager, but I'm thinking he seems to be pushing for some secrets on blue players. So hopefully this will make him think twice about using this villager for placing blue secrets. Yeah,
Okay.
and that cost me 3. Sorry, and I'm done.
So okay then. I will start by going here. So first I will place a secret, and then I get to play up to 2 cards. So my first one would cost me 4 plus 1 for using this villager, so I'm down to 6 influence. And I will discredit his native guide, so he will be sent out of the village. And for my second card, I will play my first enchantment in the game. So from now on, whenever I activate a villager, I may draw a card for each favor on that villager. So that should be a really strong card drawing engine got going now. That will cost me 4 influence. And then I might as well use that. So let's see how to do this best. Would have worked really well with this one. But I think I will instead do this. No, I will actually use my false lead once more, since I just now noticed that you have an evidence token. So I'll spend my last 2 influence to use that, since I used my familiar. And that is gone again.
And I got another question for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How long was Pagan in development before the first real prototype was done and playable?
Yeah, that depends on how you, what you mean with the real prototype. We had a lot of prototypes over the course of development of the game, but the first we showed to other people, I think that would be about, what we say, call 3 or 4 months, something like that.
Yeah, after we started, and we began the design for this game in the summer of 2017, I think it was. So yeah, probably, yeah, in late autumn, we had a working prototype. We played with some of our friends.
Cool. Thank you.
Okay, so I placed here, even though the villager skill text is blank, I still get to draw because of the entranced. And I really wanted to place a clue, so I did it anyway.
Yeah.
And I actually would like even more cards, so now I'll go here. Place this one, get to draw a card for the enchantment. And then I get to draw 2 cards for the villager.
Just a
So I've got a
short
full hand
thing.
now, and I've got some really good cards here. So that's great.
Correct, just a short thing.
So over to you.
We're discussing the term pagan, and we came up with the term pagan from the Latin word paganus, which means belonging to the village. And of course, because the church calls the heathen calls them pagans, and we thought it would be quite a good mixture because we have that witch in the setting that's very an era of strict religion, and we thought it would be nice to take that double meaning of the word into our game.
Cool. Actually, wasn't it, Casper, this entranced card had that's one of the cards which have gone through quite a few changes. Isn't that correct?
Yes. Yes,
Where
both the name and the effect, and yeah, basically everything about the card has changed. But that's mostly because we changed a rule for the witch player, the one about favors. So in earlier versions, you had to spend the favors to redo the villager skill. Now you have to have 2, but then you get to redo the villager skill for free. And since this played into to spending favor tokens for actions, it didn't make sense any longer, so we had to change it.
Yeah.
And I like this version a lot better anyway.
I do as well. Yeah.
And
It's way more. You can use it a lot more than the other one that was situational.
And we got another question, a gameplay question. Does the witch have an upkeep mechanic too, or does that just apply to the followers of the hunter?
The witch has an upkeep phase as well, and stuff might happen there, and I will actually get to show you that in a few turns, I think. But the only player that has to pay upkeep cost is the hunter, because the only card type with upkeep cost is the allies.
Thank you.
Awesome. I will take my turn. I'm a low on influence, so I need some influence. One way could be to go with the main hall to gain 4. Another one, let's see. I actually don't need that much influence. You know what? I could actually probably go for one more round without. So instead, I will actually go there. So I'll put one. First, I'll get one clue. Sorry, evidence. I'll place one clue on red. Then play one card. I paid one influence, and then I play post office. Post office, in each upkeep phase, I place one clue token on this card, and then as an action, I can remove 2 to gain an evidence. At the moment, it seems that I need to create a situation where I can pile on a lot of evidence in the same round because Casper is slowly removing them from me. So I need to counter that in some way. And this might be one way to counter it. Then actually, I need to get some in. Go there. It doesn't give me that much influence, but I get to distribute 2 green, and I'll go for there. This actually means that now I can start to eliminate a villager because I have 1 on each villager. So the ones with 3 clues on are those that I can actually eliminate. And that puts a little pressure on Casper as well, hopefully. Anyways, I got 1 influence.
You actually get an evidence as well, didn't you?
Oh yeah, sorry. Busy talking. And I'll actually go there instead and remove 2 of his on that one.
Okay.
Yep. And that was my turn.
They
I
go bye-bye.
chose not to remove this enchantment. I might do it in the next round. And that's actually one of the things Casper and I have played a lot around with, is balancing these enchantments. Because when people first start to play the game, they say, these enchantments, they seem kind of weak. I feel no reason to play them. And that's actually on purpose. We wanted to have the enchantments on a certain level that they're annoying. You could say mosquito annoying. So they have a small effect either on the hunter or the witch, but they are not that powerful that you want to remove them right away. So in a lot of situations, the hunter will think, okay, this doesn't seem too bad, but over a couple of turns, it actually accumulates and can actually be really powerful. So there's definitely reason for playing the enchantments.
Yes.
Casper, Kara, maybe you just tell them how to dispel them. Yeah.
Sure. If I wanted to remove an enchantment, I need to take an action. So I place one of my markers on the board. And that actually means I use one of my action pawns to just removing a enchantment and paying the cost stated on the enchantment. In this case, it would be 2 influence, the small blue ribbon there. But by using this action, I actually don't get to use any villager skill or get any clues for that action. So it's usually pretty tough decision if you want to remove an enchantment or actually getting some benefits instead. Go ahead, Casper.
Okay, so speaking about actions, I will go ahead and do stuff now because I feel like I have slowed down a bit too much. So I will go here. And I will put a couple of, no, just 1, of course. And then I will draw 2 cards plus 1 card from the enchantment. And then I will go here to convert these before Call removes them again. And now I get to play a card after I put down the 2 over here, which hopefully Call didn't notice. It doesn't matter because I'm bluffing anyway. Right. I will play a card. And since I have no money, I will play another blood money to gain 7, even though Call gets 2 evidence tokens from that.
That's something I'm really happy about.
Yes, and something I'm really happy about is that now I got 2 favors here, so I can play another card, and I have the money for it. So I would like to place this one, not there, but here, and it cost me 2. And this is a brew, so I can now place my secrets here. And this one, usually I can play it at any time during my turn. This one I need to use during my upkeep phase, because then for the entire turn, I'll gain twice as many secrets when I activate villagers. So that might be quite powerful. So I would really like to fire that one up. So let's see, what is the best way to do that?
You can use Dr. Annie.
I could, but I don't think I will. No, I will go here. Won't I? No. No. This is a bit tricky. I think you're right. I will actually go here. So I will place 2 here.
Mm-hmm.
I think about it. I think I will actually put on some pressure. So I'll place 1 here and 1 on the brew. And then I get to draw 2 cards because it's enchantment. And since this is my familiar skill, I will use my gather card this time. Gather familiar card, and I will spend 2 influence to place 2 secrets here. So now it's ready to fire off in the next round.
Cool. Should we maybe explain the empower stuff
Sure.
you did there?
So whenever you use your familiar action point, at the end of the activation of the villager, you can use the top section of the card for free, unless it says you have to pay something, of course. But you can also do a better version of that if you want to pay for it. That's called Empower. It's in the red box below. And it's usually either spending 2 influence or discarding a card from your hand to do that.
Cool.
Okay, so over to you.
Yeah.
I feel like that was a good turn for me.
So to begin with, before I take any actions, you usually want to draw the suspect card as soon as possible, because the information you get might alter what you're doing in your turn. So I will definitely do that. But first, I need to remember that this post office gives me 1 clue on it. And next turn, when there's 2 clue on it, I can activate this location to actually get a free evidence, and at the same time an action, free action to, you could say, draw a suspect card as well. So I'll hopefully get that set up for next turn so I can get another suspect next turn. But I will begin by drawing a suspect card. And then I actually want to get remove of this enchantment about now. But in order to do that, I need 1 influence more. So let's see, the best way to get that would actually be probably Widow Atkins at the moment. Yeah, I'll actually go Widow Atkins, that's fine. Because that would get me to distribute to here.
I'm sure you didn't even think about blocking me, right?
No.
That wasn't part of the plan.
No. I know you're bluffing. And I get 1. And for my last action, I'll lift enchantment. So this is
correct. Just
yeah.
a question. Did you get an evidence, or did you take 1?
Yeah.
Oh,
so
okay,
now
so
I'm
sorry.
up to 2 because that was what I needed for removing this enchantment.
No evidence, but I'll just
sorry.
give it to you.
Sorry.
There you go.
Yeah, thanks. I was
You're
caught
welcome.
up in the other thing. So this is actually one of the rounds, and that's the constant trade-off for the hunter. That usually the hunter also needs to play his pawns on the board, and that means that the witch is free for a round to roam as he or she wants. So that's kind of a trade-off, but usually, in a lot of times, you really need to, for instance, remove these enchantments, and this was the case for me in this round. So there you go. and I'll pay 2 to remove that one.
Okay.
And
So no more
that's
free
my turn.
cards for me.
No. Now you have what? 10 cards. So
Exactly. So that's another thing that happens during upkeep phase. At the end of the upkeep phase, if you have more than 7 cards, you need to discard down to 7. So I need to discard 3 cards. But before I do that, I would like to use this brew. When you use a brew, you remove all the secrets and it goes into the discard pile. But I'll place it here just so we remember that during this turn, I get to place twice as many secrets whenever I activate a villager. So now I have to discard 3 cards from my hand. And I'll discard that one, I'll discard that one, and I will discard that one. So let's see. I believe I can do quite a few things this turn. But I would need to do them in the correct order. So I will go here. And again, I don't really get much from it, but I get to place 4 secrets and blues. And that's not bad. That's not bad at all. So I'll place 2 here. I'll place 2 here. And let me just make sure if I do this correctly. Yeah. I will do it like this. So I get to convert here. And now if Preacher Wolfric is the true witch, I might be able to win the game next turn. But before I get to that, I get to place another 4 clues. Sorry, secrets, of course. And this time 2 red villagers. So since Core can remove a couple, I will go and place 2 of them here, so they're now 5. And I will place the other 2 here. And then I get to play a card. And I would like to play, where did it go? Ah, there it is. No. And it's stuck. Okay, there we go. Merge with familiar. That cost me 2. And then I can do it again. And I'll do that by placing down another brew. And finally, I would like to go. Oh, now I need to, of course, use my familiar skill. That would be stupid not to do, so I'll place 1 here using my gather. I would like to pay for it as well, but I don't have any influence left. So instead, I will go here and convert the 3 here.
it's an aggressive
Yes.
round.
And I get to place another 2 on blue, so I'll place the 2 back on her. Actually, come to think of it, I think I will go here with both of them, because then I can do this during my next upkeep phase. And I think that would be better for me. So I will draw 2 cards. And since I've now got 2 favors here, I will draw another 2.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
So back to you, Colin.
That was a good round for you. Let's see. Now there's definitely some pressure over here, and I'm kind of worried about the preacher as well. But in my upkeep, I will get 1 clue on the post office. So now I could activate this card to get 1 evidence and get to draw a suspect card for free as well. So I'll probably do that because it will still leave me with the option of readying this villager and then activating it in order to remove one of his favorite tokens. But I might also be lucky to draw the Wolfric Preacher. And hopefully that's what I'm going to do. Let's see. I'm going to swap these 2 for this one right there. And take an action to, oh sorry, as the free action for the post office. Spend these 3 and draw another suspect. There. I will do ready a villager.
Okay.
So in this, I'm actually worried that it is Preacher Wolfric. So I'll, in order to ready a villager where I can remove his action pawn, it costs me 1 influence, no sorry, clue from the said villager. So I'll remove this one. And you removed your pawn. So now it's free and I can activate it. But instead of doing a regular activate villager, I'm doing an action called raid villager, which enables me when I remove 3 clues from light colored villagers. So from the blue ones, I would go 1, 2, 3. This really puts me in an inferior position on the blue cards, but I felt it is necessary at the moment. But that allows me to either remove 1 favor or all secrets on 1 villager. But in this case, I'll remove this one. That will definitely buy me around, hopefully 2 rounds. Let's see. But yeah, again, that was my turn. And as you see, the hunter, I only got to activate one villager. So I had to react in this case to some things that the witch is doing. Cool, go ahead.
All right. So I'm now thinking if I should activate my brew here, or if I should keep it for the next round. And I think I might actually keep it. This is tough. Yes, I will keep it for the next round. So this turn, I will go here. And due to this card, it will cost me an additional action. So the first thing that happens is that this triggers, and I paid for that. And then I get to move it to another villager. And I think the one I need the least right now is probably this guy. So the mayor is now in lockdown. I think some cities might learn something from that. Anyways, I get to convert these 3. And then I have the 3 necessary favors here. Then I get to do the villager skill. So I get 2 because I can do it twice since I have 2 or more favors. And then I have just 1 action left. And with that action, I would like to go here. And
were you warming up for a question?
Yeah, I was warming up for a question. I just didn't want to.
I'll be done in a second.
Yeah, I didn't want to interrupt your train of thought because I know how hard it is.
Please interrupt, Casper.
I'll play this one for 1 instead of 2 since I'm using the native. And I will use my familiar action point to actually play 1 right here. So
here comes the question. The different colors of the villages, do they indicate the style of the ability? Like is red more aggressive from the effects, or is it just to split them into 3 groups?
Well, I would like to say it's more thematic than just to split them into 3 groups, but basically it is to split them into 3 groups. But then again, when we have these sets of villagers, at least when we get to some of the other sets, not the standard 9 here, you'll get to see that there are a theme among the 3 villagers you get to choose. So it's not necessarily that they're more aggressive or of some specific vocation, but more that the skills of the villagers will work well together.
Okay.
I don't know if Core has anything to add to that.
Nope.
So thank you.
Okay, then.
So,
Move on.
cool. So Casper moved the investigation card to Mayor Briggs. I'm hoping that that's also a clue for me that he isn't the true witch. So I actually, you could say, have another suspect in my hand at the moment. So let's see if that hunch is true at the end. But in my upkeep, I get 1 clue to the post office. Then I'm thinking I really need some clues on the blue villagers. Luckily, Dr. Annie is free, so that's definitely one of the cards I want to play in this round. So I'll begin there. So I get to distribute 2. In this case, I'm actually going to put 2 on Annie, because in a second I will probably select her as well. Stranger Sue, sorry. I will select her, and now instead of I had distributed them, now I get to draw an evidence token as well.
Which you also got to do when you placed 1 on Dr. Annie, by the way.
Exactly. Thanks. So there, distributed, draw 1 card. There, let's see. And that was actually a good one. I will go there as well. Put 1 there. Sorry, get an evidence token as well. And put 1 on another blue and draw 2 cards. Action, I should probably get some influence. See, I can't get another evidence token by going with influence. I could if Widow Atkins had been free, but she isn't. So I'm actually going to use my main hall as to get 4 influence, which sets me up pretty good for the next round. There, that was my turn.
So, Core, did you call my bluff here, or will you be surprised if I activate her now?
You won't.
Okay.
Yeah, I called the bluff.
So I will have to do something else then. All right, that's fine.
And luckily you committed an extra round on it, so that was awesome.
But I will fire this one out, so I get to do a familiar skill action with each of my action points this round. I like that idea. So let's see now. How do I do this? This might seem silly, but I am going here. And I will place both of them here. And I gain 2 influence. And then I would like to think I would like to go here actually. No, I would like to place that one, of course, because that was a familiar action pawn this time. And then I would like to go here. I will place it right here. I will gain 3 influence, you will gain 1. And since this is also a familiar action pawn, I will place another one here. And finally, I will go over here, place on here, and play, where is it? Where is it? This one? For 1. And since this is also a familiar action pawn, I will drop a card from my hand. Drop this one to gain 3 influence, because I'm setting up something. So that was my turn this round.
Cool. See. To begin with, in my upkeep, post office, it's really starting to pay off now. So I get 2 there. If I activated it now, I would get to draw a suspect card, and I would definitely do that because that would give me some indication on what to do this round as well. So I'll activate the post office, convert these into an evidence, and draw a suspect card. There. 2 seconds. I'll just. Cool. Then I do have some influence, so I really want to play a card at the moment. Usually in the end game, one secret is usually the only difference it takes for Casper to win. So one good ally I fortunately have in my hand is the Thug, which I'll play. Let me see how I want to do it. I actually think I'll go on Hunter Adams, even though I might not be playing 2 cards. Let's see if it gives me just 1 clue, which was enough. If I had gone for the Preacher Wolfric, I would have placed 2 up here, but that's not necessary at the moment. What I instead get is an evidence token, and those are way more important for me at the moment. And I get to place the Thug. The Thug, in each upkeep, it allows me to remove 1 secret. And at the moment, that means that Casper has to put extra secrets on the True Witch if he wants to be certain to convert it in his round. That one costs me 3. Sorry. So if I have a card costing 1, I would be able to play that. I do, but it's not a good card at the moment. So I only played 1 card. For my last action, let's see. I really want to put something on the last blue ones. So I'll actually go with Dr. Annie, picking up 1 extra evidence. then distributing 2 tokens. Go 1 there and there. I put 1 on Johnson just in order to be able to eliminate a villager if I wanted to. And
Yes.
draw 1 card. That was my turn.
That was annoying because I had a plan for that, and you just completely ruined it. So now I have to think of something else. I'm not even sure if I can do that. But I think I will try anyway. So, first off, I will use this potion this time. Well, that's actually a jar. So once again, I get to distribute twice as many secrets this turn. And I would really have liked to use Tonser Adams, but he's not available. So instead, I will have to be content with going here. Using another secret. And let me just think if I want to place it here or on my brew. I will actually place it on my brew. Then I get to play a card, paying 1 less. And I will play this one. It will cost me 1. And that allows me to ready a villager. That means removing one of my opponent's action bonds, and then I get to draw a card. So I do that. Then I think I'm going to here. And I'm not really gaining anything from it, except I get to place 4 of these. And oh, I think it would actually be better to do it like this, because after drawing 2 cards, checking what I get. Okay, I will use my brew as well to draw yet another 3 cards. All right. Definitely not too shabby. So I will go here, convert these to that one, get to place 2, and I might as well go over here. So now I play 2 horses. And I will draw 4 cards. So I get a lot of cards this turn. Okay. This one was actually perfect. So I will use 2 influence and discard a card, which is this one, to remove an evidence token. Because there are only 4 suspects left, and I don't want Core to know anything more right now. And that is my turn.
So now Casper definitely kind of pressed me. I knew he was bluffing on Widow Atkins, but now he has 2 options at the moment. So I definitely want to draw a suspect this round if I'm able to. So let's see if I can somehow manage that. Anyways, to begin with, the post office and the upkeep get 1 clue, and the Thok, which has no upkeep, with him I get to remove 1 secret from any villager. So in this case, it will definitely be the preacher. So let's see. So now sorry, I need to get this back. So my options are at the moment, is he bluffing with Stranger Sue, or should I draw a suspect? And I'm really not sure. So actually going to ready her there, removing 1. And I'm also going to do a raid. He's probably setting me up, and Preacher Wulfric is the real witch, but I'm not in a position to take that gamble at the moment. So let's see how it turns out. Anyways, I'm raiding this one, so I need to remove 3.
Yep.
I'll probably do it like this.
Yeah, it just has to be from the same colored villages.
Yeah. There. That actually buys me around, but I don't know if it actually was right into his plan. We'll see.
Well, everything is.
Everything.
No worry about that.
So for my last action, I really wanted to play a rather expensive card, but that's probably not possible at the moment. So instead I should probably get some more influence on the blue ones. The only option right now is going with Mayor Bix. You know what? I'm going to do something completely different. I'm going with the Armory. So putting some pressure on Preacher Wulfric and removing 2 secrets from him.
Okay. So now I get to do some stuff. Let's see. I get to discard a whole lot here. So I'll get rid of that one. I'll get rid of that one, that one, that one, and that one. Now it's a really tough choice here. I think I'll rid myself of that one. Okay, so I'm down to 8 cards. I need 1 more. There we go. All right.
If I just one comment here, one of the things Casper and I also worked a lot on is there's definitely some, you could say, engine building or compo building, but we're kind of you could say creating some, I wouldn't say constraint or something on it, that even though you get an engine up and running, it's usually not beneficial if you just have an extremely efficient engine. So being too focused on one thing will usually not get you the victory. So you need to at least do a couple of different things. So for instance, in this case, Casper drawing a lot of cards, he might get some better options, but he still has to discard a lot of cards in his round.
Yes, but I like my hand as it is now.
Yeah.
So you'll get to see a bit of it because I'll go here. And I will convert these. And then I'll gain 3 influence. You'll gain 1. And I get to place 1 on a green. just do it right here. And with that influence, I will go over here, because I can convert these into this one. So I will start by playing the isolation card for 4 influence, 5 and 1 less for using the native. So from now on, whenever Kor is activating a villager, he will need to activate one adjacent to one of his action points on the village. So let's say that this is the situation right now. The only villager Kor could activate is Preacher Wulfric, because it's the only one adjacent to one of his action points.
That's annoying.
And now I have 2 favors here, so I can actually play another card. And I will do that, and it will be another enchantment. This one cost, it only cost me 1, because it will cost 1 less for using the native and 1 more for being the second enchantment. So now Kor will never place more than 1 clue when he activates a villager. And since this is my familiar, I would like to spend 2 of the 3 I have left here to remove this one with my false lead.
Yep.
And finally, I think I should keep the pressure on a bit. And there's a reason I do it like this. But we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. Let's see. Anyways, you're done.
I am done. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, that was kind of annoying. It definitely adds a bit to the complexity of you really need to think of which villagers you take now due to isolation. It's an expensive card. It's also an expensive card to remove. So let's see how that goes. Anyways, to begin with, 1 on post office, and I get to remove 1 with the Thug. I'm actually going to do it on the Preacher. So in this round, I can set myself up for drawing another suspect, and that's probably what I'll do. So I also want to play a card, and it's a rather expensive card. So if I could get a little influence first, then that would be awesome. So let's see if that's possible. And that only leaves me with 1 villager, or I could use my main hall. I actually think I'll go with the main hall, even though I don't get any clues to distribute. There. No, you know what? I'm undoing that, Casper.
Sure.
Correct. How many suspect cards are left is the question.
There's
There are
4.
4 are left. So half of the suspect cards are drawn by Corre.
Yeah. Anyways.
Yes.
I went there instead.
Yeah, and since this one is not adjacent to any ready villagers, he can actually place on any other villager now, because this just says that you have to place next to one of your existing action points if possible, but since there is no adjacent space available, he can place anywhere.
Thanks. I got 1. Definitely not enough, but let's see if I can work with that. Anyways, I got to place 2 on green, so I'll put those there.
You'll get to place 1.
Only
because of the obscuring list.
Sorry. Yeah, thanks. Thanks. I'll go there instead.
Yeah.
Got to draw one. Evidence there. Get to draw. Put one on blue. That's perfect. Take 3 cards. Let's see, discard one of them. This one is probably too late to play at the moment.
So this feels like we are getting into the end game. I believe if Gore can get a few more suspect cards, he will probably know for sure who the witch is.
Yeah.
And
there.
I'm feeling rather confident right now, but it'll certainly change in a second.
There, I used post office as my last action, drawing another suspect.
And in any case, we are nearing the end of the game, so I will have to put some pressure on now, and I will have to keep it up from now on. So let's see what I can do about that. Is it my turn?
Yep.
Okay. So let's see what can I do about this. That would probably be okay. Okay, so I will go here. And I think I will place both of them over here this time. And
It's a trap.
then I would like to go here. Place one here. And then I'll play this conjuration for one less. So I get to double, and I will double over here. It's not much, but 2 is better than none. And I could actually play another card if I wanted to, but I do not have any cards I want to play right now. So even though I don't want to play any cards, I will still go over here. Because I want to keep on the pressure here. And I even get to place another 2 over here. So I like to do. And finally, I could use one of these cards, and I will. I will use the one where I discard a card from my hand. And it'll be this one to gain 3 influence. All right, back to you.
You there and then there. So first thing, put 1 on post office in my upkeep and remove 1. This is quite annoying. So I'll definitely remove 1 there with the thug. If I wanted to do a raid on this villager, it would require for me to have at least 4 clues on the blue players. So I need to do that as the first thing this round, is see if I can get an extra clue up here if I want to do a raid. So let's see if that's possible.
You have to. How many cards do you have in hand?
1,
oh, you have
2,
7.
3,
Okay.
4, 5, 6,
Sure.
7. Yeah. So probably go here and block her as well, since Casper will probably not use Mayor Bricks, since that would cost him 2 action pawns, so that's blocked. And with Stranger Zoo, I get to place 1 blue. I'll put it over here. Yeah. And then action, I will ready a villager there. And as my final action, do a raid villager, removing these 3. And that really leaves me quite open at the moment on blue villagers. So if I wanted to do something next round with them or do an elimination, it's probably going to be difficult, but let's see. Anyways, your
Yes,
turn.
let's see. My turn. Okay. So on my turn, I will go here to trade these in. Like that. Then I get to place 2. And I think I'll just place 1, I'll play it there. No, I won't, I'll play it here. And I get to play a card. And I think I like this one actually. That'll cost me 1. And I could play another one. I'm actually thinking about it, but I don't think I will do it right now. Instead, I will go over here. And I will place 2 tokens here, 2 secrets, and gain 2 influence. And then I will go over here, place another 2 here, and quite like the cards I have in my hand. So I think I will just, no, actually, come to think of it, I will just put one of those clues here because I will use my gather skill, place the last one. And that's it. That's the end of my turn.
So let's see. It's quite annoying with the obscuring mist, which only lets me distribute 1 at the moment. But he took the Dr. Annie, where I could have distributed 2 blue clues. So I might leave it for another round as well. The isolation, let's see if I can work around it this turn. Yeah, as for my upkeep, put 1 there and remove 1 with the thug. Going to remove it from Stranger Zoo.
Okay.
Let's see, in this round, I will definitely go for another suspect. I get 1 evidence here and also the draw suspect action. So let's see if I can get 2 as well. So if I played over here, even though there's isolation out, it would still mean that I could play on one on the Hunter Adams for another clue. Sorry, evidence. So I will probably go there first. And that also gives me 1 on blue there.
But just a question, Cora.
Yeah.
You could play now your pawns on any, right? Because all the neighbors are blocked.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's only if
That
it's
is why.
not. Yeah.
So if you had started by placing an action pawn here, you would have had to go here afterwards. So this is the correct way to do it this time. If he wants to gain 2 evidence.
Yeah. Anyways, I need to draw 3 cards. Let me do that quick. Discard some. Sorry. Armory. That's probably not a card I want to play. And this one is probably not necessary as well. And as my second action, I will go there, put 1 evidence out, put 1 on red, doesn't matter. And see if I can play 1 card. Just check this one. I'm going to spend all my influence and play another investigation card. There. So that means that when Casper activates Stranger Zoo, he doesn't get to distribute any blue secrets.
It's annoying. Okay. Let's see if there's a way around that for me.
And that's my last action. Draw a suspect.
Okay. So obviously Core wasn't so concerned about the native Pamu over here. Pamu? P-A-M-Y. No, P-A-M-U-Y. So I guess that bluff didn't work either. But then again, he has so many cards now, so he knows about most of the village. But still, it seems to me like he doesn't know about these two. So I'll keep the pressure on there if I can. So first off, I will actually go ahead before I use any of my action points and fire off this one. And just dawns on me, I should have just placed him here instead, because now I have to draw a lot from the back. Let's see, that's 7, 8, 9. So 1 on each. Okay. And this is gone. So now I have to make a decision about what to do here. And I believe, due to the quarantine, that my best bet would be to go here and then place over here. And can't really do anything else, but those two are quite important to me, I think. Then I will go here, because I want to get these converted before Core removes it with his Thug and his armory. He's a bad guy. And put some pressure on here again. I would really like to turn these in as well, but that is not going to happen this turn. But I get to play a card, and I will play another brew here. This one will cost me 3. It requires 5 secrets, so that's quite a bit, but it's also a great way for the witch to end the game by moving a hunter action point away from the true witch. So let's see if that might come into play later. And obviously I completely forgot to place the 2 clues. Doesn't really matter anymore over here. I don't think he believes the mayor is the witch, but I'll still place them there. And finally, I think I am going to go well, to be honest, I think I actually go here because I don't want core to get any blue clues if at all possible. So even though I don't get to distribute any myself, I still think this is the right play. So I will draw 2 cards. And I will use the gather card to place a synchronous secret here on the flagon of teleportation. All right. So I am done. And as far as I can tell, Core only needs to draw 2 more suspects to win the game. And if he manages to do that, he wins immediately. So I can't respond in any way. So if he, for some reason, gets to draw 2 suspect cards this turn, the game is over and Core has won. So let's see.
Let's see. First, I'll take my pawns back, get 1 there, and get to remove 1 from a villager. I'll remove 1 there. I'm really nervous about this one, but I don't think I have the cards to actually do anything about it, and that's quite annoying. If I wanted to remove 1 of these, I would need 4, so I need to somehow get 3 more clues over here. If I'm gambling a bit and wanted to eliminate him, I would actually need 4 more clues over here.
Yes, because you need 3 on the one you want to eliminate and at least 1 on each other villager in play.
Yeah. And unfortunately, I don't have any good cards for that. Actually, I first have to discard a few cards, so I get down to 7. There.
I think that's enough.
Yep. So one option right now might be to see if I can make a lucky draw. But if I'm going here, that means that if I actually wanted to activate some other villagers out here, I could only go on the native. That might not be too bad if I wanted to do to play a card that I just drew. Another option might be to just ready this villager and instead of raiding it, just using the action, but that's probably not going to be enough because Casper is definitely going to be able to ready the villager as well and doing the ritual. So actually, I will go there.
Yeah.
Sorry, get 1 of these. Draw, put 1 on blue. There. Draw 3 cards. See if
I like the
to help me. Think I actually have enough at the moment to do anything about it. So I'll see if I can just block you.
This is a tough turn, huh?
Yeah, it is. I need one action. Ah, dang it. Let's see if you're bluffing.
Say I always bluff, so I probably am.
Yeah, you probably are. So instead,
You can't do that
oh, sorry,
because of
I need to go
isolation.
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that might. Yeah.
People are rooting for Casper.
Yeah.
They say go
Thank
witch,
you all.
go witch.
Yeah, put one. Took one of these. I'll play a card. I'll play. Harsh treatment on. Yeah. No, I've used all the blue ones. Probably not a good card to play right now. I'll just play this ally. And as my
Oh,
action.
another preacher.
Yeah. I will go there. So put two.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's see, Casper.
Okay. So now, if the witch is preacher Wolfric, all I need to do, go here and show the card, and I have won the game because I can perform the ritual. I just need 3 favors there. So I will go here. I will place 2 over here. And then I will, no, this is just silly. I'll go here and show you this card and I have won the game. So
This is an
it's a
evil
close one.
witch. She wanted to.
Certain you are going to draw a bribe and then be able to play it over here by using your what's it called, main hall first. That would have been such a clutch move.
Yeah,
was
I was hoping to
very
draw
close.
exactly that, but yeah, I didn't manage. Anyways, Casper, what I knew, I think I'm not 100% sure about the order, but I think I drew Widow Atkins first. I wrote it to, and then I drew Nestling Mia first.
Okay.
Then Widow Atkins, then the Native, then Mayor Biggs, then I drew Stranger Zoo, which was really nice.
Oh.
But I tried to keep you a bit in the dark by actually removing stuff from
Yeah, and
her,
that
so you
that
didn't-
definitely worked.
And then at the last one, I drew this one, and that made me kind of wanted to do something about the preacher, but I didn't have the ammunition at that point.
Yeah. I thought you knew about Annie because you didn't do anything about her, even though I got to 2 really, really fast.
Yeah.
So I just gave up on her.
Good game, though.
Very nice
Good game indeed.
Very nice game.
And I finally won a game today. That's great.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Wonderful. So, if there are any questions from you guys, please feel free to ask them. So the witch won and showed the hunter, who is king in Roanoke,
Yeah, unfortunately.
or queen in this case.
Well, actually, King. It's
yeah.
King Wolfric now.
It's yeah, okay, that's right. It's King Wolfric the Witch, the Witcher. Okay, wonderful. So I'm just waiting if somebody has a question.
Yeah, definitely. Let's see if there's until then any interest interesting aspects we might dive into.
Yes.
I can tell a bit about my thought process at the end of the game. I had this card in my hand for a long time, and I knew if you ever got to place enough clues on the blue villages that it would be a problem for me, I could just move them away. So I wasn't really worried about getting killed off, but I was really getting worried about you getting to draw the last two suspects.
Yeah.
So people are complimenting you on the game. The game has great pace to it. Thank you guys. It was really good fun.
It was fun. I actually
We had fun
really
as well.
started to sweat as well in the end.
And
Yeah, shook a little here.
someone called C Draconian says he's feeling exceptionally dramatic right now. Yeah, very nice game indeed. And someone suggested that we get the voice actor from the Darkest Dungeon and let the story, while you're playing cards, there's a story to be told while the cards are being played.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Very nice.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, if we ever do an app, we will do this. Very nice. Okay.
Awesome.
So thank you all for watching. We had 21 simultaneous viewers, and we have 107 plays of our stream. So that's really nice. And yeah,
Thank you all for coming by.
thank you all for coming. And if there are no question, oh, there's some. I'll go the voiceover for free. Okay. Okay. Somebody's asking, what can we do to support the campaign more than just spreading the word? Well, you can spread the word. You can click on the kick track site if you have found this kick track. Andreas will post the link here. So we keep on kick track. We keep on the hotness list on top. You can rate us on the Geek, like Board Game Geek. Tell about your idea of the game, how you liked it. Spam the forums there with funny ideas you have about the game. Just be reasonable about it. With spamming, I don't mean spamming, but just doing a lot of work there. Be active at our Kickstarter site, and yeah, if you want, we will have several new pledge levels in the coming days, so there will be lots of stuff to choose from. Maybe things as add-ons. Andreas already, I think he led through that. We have the idea of a playmat and some other really nice stuff. And the chest we have, if we unlock more stretch goals, there will be plenty of stuff in the stretch goals we can do. So don't be shy, spend some money. We're really, really appreciating your support. That's really, really cool. Yeah.
If there are any questions afterwards that you think of, just post them on Board Game Geek or the Kickstarter.
Yes, of course. Yeah, just post them and we will answer them. We're always active here, and yeah. And yes, Maren just said we have a game night on Fridays, so Friday evening, 1900 Central European time. We can offer the game in different languages, German and English for now. And we'll take the time to explain the rules in detail. And yeah, just come to our Discord server. It's really neat there, really nice people, good vibe there, and keep there. We have really, really nice people coming there every week. Okay, so is there one question left? I'm gonna scroll through the comments. So they all say thank you, and it was great fun. So then I say
So
thank you all.
thank you, everybody. Have a nice evening.
And have a nice evening. Yes.
Bye for now.
Bye for now.